Friday fun with Billy C here. Let's go.
Let's go.
You guys are both in the corner.
We are. We're both in the corner. And it's not last minute betting for nothing, man. Mike was here last minute, right?
Yeah, last second with you.
Well, last second, yeah. But better late than never.
Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company, folks. Don't forget about the OddsJam Partner Program. It's there for your taking. Link is in the description below. Get in there right now. You know what? You get a link. Share it with your friends, followers, family, and you get 50% revenue share. You got to do it, man. Tristan wants to know, who put you guys in timeout?
Nobody puts Billy in a corner.
Don't back Billy into a corner, darn it. Whatever you do. Last minute betting with the Sports Odds powered by OddsJam. Mike is here. Billy, our guest today, and I got to tell you, we are going to pay you some high compliments here. Your content has been on fire.
I love you guys. You're always pumping my tires. I always appreciate that, thank you very much,
Well, I hope you can make it through doorways and what have you now, but.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Billy's moving up, man. Like I said, if you guys have not seen some of the content Billy is putting out, please do yourself a favor. Go to my Twitter. You'll see some of the stuff that I shared. Go to that YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and just continue to learn and make yourself a profitable sports bettor for the long term. That's what it's about. We're always diving into ways that we can make money, and that's just what we do here at OddsJam. And Billy has been an absolute huge asset to our team.
Yes.
Appreciate that, guys. So. Yeah, I mean, when I talk about OddsJam and I talk about the team, and if you have questions to reach out, I mean, these are two other individuals right here that are very, very knowledgeable. They can help you out in any way. So you got to take advantage of the resources.
Absolutely. 100%. And we're doing it on a daily basis. We take calls on a daily basis. We like it when you people show up on time and actually show up to the call. That's great stuff. And by the way, I put out a video yesterday because you inspired me, my 3 steps to positive EV success. And I use that on a daily basis in my calls. And, that's a big thing that people struggle with is, how to use positive EV for their success. And I think the 3 of us have got that figured out, and any knowledge we can impart upon people, we do. And we do a great job of it. But I got to applaud you. Some really nice stuff. So I want to let you know that. All right. Now, it's Flex Friday. Okay. So I got to get a $20 Prize Picks flex 5-pick flex in, and we got to do a parlay that wins because we have not been hitting the parlays lately. So we want to give away money. I've been seeing you trying to give away money too. Let's do it on a daily basis. Let's give away money, folks. That's what we're trying to do here. So we're going to start off here with some picks. By the way, Billy, how hot is it where you're at?
Yes, we've been in a 20-day record stretch where it's at least been over 110 degrees. I believe it's a cool 115 right now outside.
Wow.
So we are in the dog days of summer, literally in Arizona. From about June to August is a good time to get out of Dodge.
Right. Wow. Oh, wow. Bob's the one that should be in a timeout picking Cardinals over a winning streak team.
All right, I called it, Steven. No, Steven, you're 100% correct.
Hold on.
I know where you're going to go, Bob.
Hold on. No, hold on. Okay. There's a total defense on this because Miles Michaelis in his career at home with the Cardinals has an under 3 ERA. He's actually very, very good at home. And you know what? There was no reason to kick him out of the game in the first inning. If you watched it, and you probably didn't, Billy, Ian Happ followed through with his swing. His back swing hit Contreras in the side of the head and causing blood to come out. Okay. So in baseball, there are unwritten rules. One of the unwritten rules is you do something like that, you're gonna get hit. Well, Michaelis throws a little lob pitch, hits Happ in the hip, and the umpires congregate, and they throw Michaelis out of the game.
I mean, Happ and Contreras were teammates, so I don't think there's any malice there, right?
No, I agree.
Happ knew what was coming.
Okay,
that's
he may have, but at that point, it's out of his control what the umpires decide to do. And let's face it, they're not going to allow that. They had to take control. If you're Michaelis, Bob, you are cruising. I'm more sad for the people who had a Nerfy in that Cubs-Cardinals game because that thing was well on its way. Michaelis was cruising with 2 outs and nobody on, and all of a sudden he hits Happ. They have to bring in Dakota Hudson, who can't throw a strike when he comes in.
Well,
amazing, right? So
and I had Cardinals money line too, Bob. So I feel like my DMs are open for a refund.
Yeah.
Or couldn't Michaelis wait till this next time through he sees Happ and then he gets them?
No, it's just kind of an unwritten rule. You know what? I know you're joking, Steven. I'm giving you trouble. Hey, you know what? Bottom line is Cardinals lost. Our parlay didn't hit, and we gotta come through today. I'm not picking
today's a new day.
I'm not picking the Cardinals today. I want you all to know that. All right. So you got to follow all 3 of us on Twitter, like the tweet that Mike puts out, retweet it, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I'm gonna go ahead.
I agree, Tristan.
Getting going here.
Yeah, Bob. Right. Hey, Steven's just giving you crap. And you know what? You reeled him in, Steven. Good job.
Whatever.
What a homer.
I am taking off here with a WNBA play to start off my picks. I am going to take the Chicago Sky at -4.5 against the Seattle Storm. Storm have not been good at all. There's my pick. I'm adding that to the parlay right now. Which one of you guys wants to go next?
I'll be more than happy to go. My question is since I'm looking at an even number here, if we push, would that mean the parlay loses? So if there's no hook involved.
Right. No, right. We should still win.
No, we'll still win. We just won't win as much.
Right.
Sure. All right. So I'm looking at the under 9 runs in the Orioles-Yankees game. There's a book out here in Arizona called Golden Nugget, which in my experience is by far the worst out of them all because it's taken a week and a half sometimes to get paid out on a withdrawal, but they do send you the funds. But it's -120. Minus 120 right now. I see it. I can
do an alternate line. The actual line is 8.5 right now.
Ooh.
But we can do an alternate line, and let's do it.
Yeah,
we'll put it in there right now.
I like that.
Depends on your risk appetite, folks. If you like it to be a little riskier, then you take a hook. But if you want that insurance, then you just keep it at that solid number.
Exactly.
Right. All right, Mike, it's up to you to make this parlay even better.
Okay. We're going to go to the Mariners Diamondbacks game.
Okay.
Nerfy special.
And we're going to look at a Nerfy in that game. Yeah, we got Gilbert on the mound and Henry going for Arizona. Definitely trust in Gilbert. He's definitely a guy that we trust in. Henry, think we can trust in him. Seattle, not usually a big first inning team anyway. It's plus Or is it plus odd? No, it was earlier though. Dang it. But it's
minus
still decent value.
All right. We can do that. Let's add it to the parlay builder. I'll go ahead and get it set up here. And you and Billy can talk a little positive EV with these people while I get going. What's up, Jordan Thackeray?
What is up, Jordan? Yeah, I'll share my screen. We'll jump over here to the positive EV page, and me and Billy will just kind of dissect what's out here right now. There was a play. Let me go back to the positive EV page and see if it's still on there because I liked it. Okay, so the over 6 first half total runs in that Milwaukee-Atlanta game, I actually do like this at plus 100. Now, I know a couple of books do have it at plus 100. DraftKings got it at about minus 120, but I do like this play. I mean, looking at Milwaukee and Atlanta, I think we see some offense with this pitching matchup, especially. So I'm going to sprinkle on this over 6 runs. I'm going to take that on BetMGM.
Okay.
So I'm going to lock that in right now on BetMGM. As we move along here, I'll do that from my phone. And now we'll see what else is out here. I got my recommended filters turned on. Obviously, we've got Williamson under 3.5 strikeouts at plus 122 on FanDuel. Really good, actually. I mean, you see right here, the first 2 books we look at aren't even offering plus odds on this play. So that's a pretty good sign. And then we're going to scroll over here, look on the penny line. Look at that. They actually favor this under at minus 121, minus 109 to the over. So looking pretty good to be getting plus 122 on this play. When you consider average odds aren't even plus odds. It's minus 110.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go with that recommended amount 25. I like about that risk for this bet. Very solid play, but we'll sprinkle a little light on it just to be safe. That's what we're going to roll with there. 25 on FanDuel. So that one's solid. See what else is out here while we're looking. Tigers first half money line, Nationals first half money line. Definitely going to be value on those 2 plays. How about the CFL game and under 49.5 at minus 110 on BetMGM, Hamilton and Ottawa? Pretty solid.
I mean, this is where you can easily find value because this isn't like the CFL isn't a major league, unless no offense to my Canadian folks up in the north, but you can find a lot of value sometimes on these, I don't want to say obscure sports leagues, but not the mainline sports leagues that you're used to seeing.
Exactly. That, CFL, WNBA, that's why we hit a lot of those markets because and those sports, because there's some big line to. I mean, I feel like the books are sleeping heavy when it comes to those, CFL, WNBA, and we can just feast, at the end of the day. This CFL game is going to pay the same as an NFL game at minus 110 on BetMGM, right? So a minus 110 NFL game is going to pay the same. So if not, it's even more confident because, again, we've got a market that is probably not bet as heavily, well, clearly not as heavily in the NFL as the NFL. So we're going to jump on that. That's on BetMGM. Already got that pulled up. So let's do it. Yeah. And let's see. And there's another first half total runs over 5.5. Guardians, White Sox. Not disliking this, man. Like, look across the board, either evenly priced or favored.
So, Mike, I always like to get your opinion on this one out in Arizona, that same Golden Nugget book. There's some plus EV, about 1.5% on a Nerfy for the Brewers Braves. So my question to you guys is, obviously we just saw earlier that Mike bet the over for 6 on the first 5 innings total. Is this something where you would stay away from the Nerfy because it kind of goes against the grain, or are you guys like, you know what? No, it's a separate play on its own. It has its own edge. I want some action.
Yeah, I think so. I think I take that approach a lot of times, especially with that, because here's the thing I've noticed, you could have a nerfy, and a lot of times, that second inning is usually not every time, but you see it a lot. A nerfy hits, and then next thing you know, the second inning, you've got like 2 or 3 runs on the board, and you're like, holy cow, I'm lucky I won this bet, right? Just barely made it, and that's what can happen, a nerfy in the first inning. It's the first inning of a game. Guys, takes a minute for him to get going, so I'm not opposed to taking both of them, because now you got 2 bets that you can hit.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. I appreciate that. Mike, Bob, what would normally be your philosophy? You on the same board with Mike, or do you like to maybe stay away from that since it's kind of against the grain?
No, I'm with him on that. Yeah. I'm with him completely on that.
Yeah. Again, and most of my variants probably won't be a whole lot of that in terms of, too many. I don't want too many plays like that, but if I got a handful of them that are like that, it's like, whatever, again, if it's very possible they both win. No run first inning, second inning, they start hitting the ball, score some runs. Third inning, fourth inning, we got until the 5th inning, so a lot can happen between the 2nd and 5th inning, in a major league
sports
baseball.
are unpredictable.
Yeah. Yeah. So in my opinion, it's hard to really strategize that and convince myself that, no, I don't want to go that route, because at the end of the day, anything can happen. So it's like, why not take them both? It's, it's 2 bets now, and at the worst case scenario, you're probably going to, I'm comfortable with one of them's going to hit. Cause if you had the nerfy and they just go bonkers in the first inning, well, that's even better for your first half total if you're on the over, right? So it's like, so be it.
Agree.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna hit here last minute. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. We'll jump into some prize picks here in a minute once Bob gets that parlay bet.
Bob's having all kinds of problems now because I'm serious right now, man. I'm gonna have to reboot, so you have to bear with me, and I'll get that to you. I know, well, it's not my fault.
In the meantime,
let's go to the Fantasy Optimizer and let's find some prize picks and get off my butt.
Have you guys dipped your toes at all into the world of esports and the League of Legends and those plays?
Oh yeah,
definitely on a daily basis.
League of Legends. We're big League of Legends guys here.
Andre, what's up? Why are the Blue Jays so favored over the Angels? They're the better team. And by the way, where did Lance Lynn get traded to, Mike? And
let me pull it up.
He went to the Dodgers.
That's right.
I know there were some rumblings. The Dodgers were talking to the Cardinals about Arenado, but I don't know if that happened.
No, that has not happened as of now. That was in the LA Times. Yes, I know. I know. Hey, you know what? Whatever. Jordan Walker's. They're gonna have to find a place for that kid to play.
AAA's nice time in this year.
No. Though that kid's a major leaguer. He's a hitter. So that's so much for that. Yeah, you know what I mean.
He's a big boy.
And he's a big boy, and he can hit the ball, and that's huge. So for some reason, this bet I'm wanting to place is not going through. So I'm going to go to another book. In the meantime, I apologize, folks. I don't want to spend a lot of time here trying to get my app to work. So we'll go to the optimizer. And pretty well what we've been doing. And this is the strategy that Jabari, I think you've seen him on our show. And he said, Alex does this too, is we'll take the top 5 on the optimizer, and then follow that up with a 2-pick power play of the top 2 picks. And I just want to point out that we did that yesterday. We're not done with this one. We've got one more pick that we got to see whether it comes through. Okay.
Either way, though, you're getting paid.
If it comes right. But let me show you what we did. We took Brianna and we took this. I can't say the name. I mean, why even try?
Yeah.
You took this fine gentleman.
Yeah.
Yes. And as you could see, they both came through. So you know what? No matter what, we're profitable for that day. So just going down the line. And you know what? While we're doing this and while I'm sharing the screen, and I'm going to another book to put this bet in, I want to ask you something, Billy. How do you approach the fantasy optimizer? What's your strategy?
Yeah, it's you obviously try to find plays that have some type of positive correlation together. So you know, the easy one is when you look at the League of Legends players, you know, if you have an over on kills on one player, maybe on the optimizer, you also see his opponent has the under on kills. Then we like to do that, right? Because we like to think that one's going to win, one's going to lose. But for the most part, I also sometimes find a little more comfort in seeing more books that have more of the lines out on certain players. So like the Kevin Gosman play right now on Bob's screen would provide me a little bit more comfort just because we have more points of reference to use, guys. You know, no offense to maybe one or two of the plays because they only have one or two lines out, but I like more lines because there's more of a reference, and I like to think that those books are very sharp. So, you know, we can get a little bit more of an accurate assumption of what we expect to happen for this particular individual or player.
Okay. And I can understand that. But at the same time, some of these plays, like these WNBA plays, are pretty good. And I want to point out point out something else. Last week, the CFL plays were pretty good, man. Yeah. And the big 3 plays were pretty good. So, you know, I played them all, and I just went down the optimizer and took the top plays, and you know, like for instance, Brianna Stewart over 35.5 PRA. I mean, she's a dynamite ball player, like dynamite. So that's one that, you know, I mean, I've already hit her once this week on a play that was up on the optimizer. She's pretty well known for that. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, the good thing is there's different strategies and different things you can use. You know, that's the cool thing about it. You know, is continuing to learn from okay, what does this person do? What are they having success with? What's this person having success with? You know. And you can start applying it to what you do a little bit and find out what's working for you, you know, and maybe it's a combination of a couple of things. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, you got to get multiple entries out. Just have one entry out and then, oh, I lost. This thing sucks. Well, yeah, that was one. Yeah. That's equivalent to, in a sense, to one bet that you had out, because that's all. You got to have all 5 of those come through, you know. Or 4 of the 5, whatever, you know, and now you've screwed yourself, because if that doesn't come through, you don't have anything else out there. You know, you got to get multiple entries out.
So if you only have $20, guys, that you want to spend, instead of putting all $20 on one entry, make that 4 entries at $5 a pop, and that you just want to have to spread that out. So, you know, because the people that drive me. The lovely folks on Twitter are always, you know, quick to poo-poo on our plays. And it's like, well, yeah, it's one entry, you know.
One entry, yeah.
And what I love, I'm gas on my own tires here for a second, but I remember looking back and making a video and looking at like Alex's Pickett for underdog and prize picks. And like Alex only hits on maybe 20 to 25% of all of his entries, and he is wildly successfully profitable. So it's like you have to go in the mindset you're probably going to lose 70% or more of your entries, and you kind of have to be comfortable with that. Otherwise, then maybe this isn't for you.
Yeah. You know what? That's a very, very good point. I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
But when you got a Flex Friday, by the way, that's sent, Mike. When you've got Flex Friday, guess what? It don't matter. $20 we're betting because we get it back in site credit if we don't win. So let's go and let's hit the WNBA and let's hit Brianna. God, she's a dominant player. I mean, just dominant. Over on her PRA, we're taking that. We are going to go to Arike here. I can't say that last name, so I'm not going to attempt to. Her PRA.
I just made this exact slip on the optimizer. I took the top 6 for $20. If I lose, I get it back. And if I win, well, Billy's going to party.
There you go. All right, let's go to the Major League Baseball. Who did I have here? That was Gaussman.
Yep.
And that was over on his strikeouts. All right,
or under 5 hits allowed? Yeah, under 5 hits allowed.
5 hits allowed, okay.
Yep.
And there it is. Let's go the under there. And now we're right into this play here. This ought to be interesting.
The kids can tell me what it is. Even I don't know what it is.
Well, it's Dota 2, and, here we are. And that's Mike. Is that a relative of yours, Mick, there?
Mick? No. Why would it be a relative? I mean,
I don't know.
Similar first name doesn't make you related. It's last names, Bob.
Mike, wouldn't you say, hey, Bob, isn't that a relative of yours?
Exactly. Exactly.
And then Cloud, Natasha, under 16 points. And let's do that. She's a pretty good player, too. Mm-hmm. And there we've got our 20. And we're going to go ahead and place that entry right now. It is successful. So now here's what I do next, folks. I click reuse players, and I go here and I delete the bottom 3. And now I will do a $5 power play here. I'm not going to do a $20 power play. I bet my $20 it's covered, but I'm going to do a $5 power play with the top 2 plays on the fantasy screen. And that is how I approach the fantasy optimizer on a daily basis. And I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. And Lynn is garbage dumpster. Tristan. Dre. Joe Kelly gets traded back to the Dodgers on the 3-year anniversary of him striking out Correa and then doing the sad face.
Yeah, crazy. I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
I think Lance Lynn could be an okay fit for the Dodgers. I know he's not been good, but a change of scenery, a team that's winning baseball games, competing. I mean, that can do a lot for a guy. I could see him going there and having some success. So
you guys are Cardinals bias between Lynn and Kelly, 2 old Cardinals. You're not allowed to speak ill will of them. From a Pirates fan, I watch a lot of Pirates get struck out by those guys. So,
well, and the Cardinals do what they do best. They let Lance Lynn go when they should have held on to him. It's like, well,
hey, let's talk about the last place Pirates.
We're finally doing water finds its level, Bob, and we just traded Carlos Santana to the Brewers.
Yeah, to the Brewers,
which I'm fine with. If you sign a guy for a 1-year deal who's 37 or 38, they end up getting back apparently one of the top 30 international prospects from the Brewers, and that's just where they're at. So But the exciting part is they have a lot of young kids up on the roster right now, so they're learning how to become big leaguers. And it's only 2 years down the road. If we're still losing 90 games, then this didn't work out. And but hopefully they're going to maybe be 500 next year and take some steps.
Well, the manager that they had before this one, what was his name?
It was Clint Hurdle. Yeah.
They should have stuck with him.
Yeah.
Clint is a good manager, and he's a good game manager. We're going to see what they can do with the number 1 draft pick, and see if they can.
It's probably going to need Tommy John surgery in 2 years. That's just being a pessimistic Pirates fan. And then he'll throw good for a year and a half, and then we won't be able to afford him when he hits his arbitration years, and we'll have to trade him for a couple more prospects. And the wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yeah, Billy's done this a couple of times. He's been on
Garrett Cole, Jameson Taillon. Yeah, I've seen it all kind of just rinse and repeat. Spend nutting, win nutting from the owner, basically,
Yeah. Understandable completely. What do you think about Moreno saying, we're not trading Ohtani?
No, they obviously went out and got Giolito, and they're going for it. And I guess if you're an Angels fan, you have to be excited. But that's one of those rare contracts when Ohtani becomes up. Like, you don't really know how much he's worth, because if he was just a pitcher alone, he'd be worth X amount of dollars. A hitter alone, he's worth X amount. Like, I don't know if Moreno's bankroll is big enough to be able to sign this guy. He might need to get an OddsJam account and start making some money on the side.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Not after his Pujols and Trout contracts. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He's tried. By the way, who was the pitcher that signed with the Angels when Albert Pujols signed with them? Do you guys remember?
It was somebody somebody from Texas, I believe.
Yeah. I think you're right. I'm just curious. It just is always because that one didn't pan out either. Moreno, you got to give the guy credit. He's tried, but it just hasn't panned out for him.
It was C.J. Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
C.J. Wilson. Yep.
Yes. I knew it was somebody who had pitched for Texas in the World Series. Yes. Very good, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. I think he got his deal and his son set it off into the retirement after that and enjoyed his dollars, because he never really heard much from him.
Right.
No, you didn't. You didn't hear a peep out of him.
Billy, I got to tell you, thank you for coming on the show, and keep on
Thanks for having me.
the content. We will continue to share your content on Twitter. I've seen you getting a TikTok account. You know what? Let's have some fun with that. Mike and I are going to have to start doing some TikTok stuff again.
Yeah, I just watched some YouTube videos on how to use TikTok, because even though I'm still fairly young, I need caught up to speed on the app. So it's going to be a fun work in progress.
Oh, it's going to be lots of fun, man. You just have no idea. What's a ballpark number of what Ohtani's next contract will be? I have to think he would surpass Mahomes as the highest paid player in American sports. It's probably going to be over the 600 to 700 million.
Oh, he's going to surpass Mahomes, I believe.
Yeah, it's 6 to 700 million.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about what the Saudis are trying to do with Mbappe? Signing him, they're trying to lure him for $1 billion. And I said this the other day. How come they have all that money? I mean, look at what they're doing with Live Golf, and now they're gonna get into soccer. And
I could see them getting into tennis too, because I know that some of the lower tier ranked tennis players don't get paid all that much, and so there's an opportunity for the Saudis to be able to get into that. I mean, That's a lot of money, $1 billion.
I know to play a sport. Insane. Yeah, you might be right, Dre. He might have declined. You're probably right. All right. We're going to go here, folks. It's a Friday. We got the weekend ahead of us. We're still going to be betting like crazy. Thank you all for showing up here today. Have a great weekend. Peace out. You guys stay in your corner.
We will.
Bad.